the sub in or sub out today is
Yes.
something that has been going around, KU Twitter a bunch, all the fans, trying to figure out what's going on with Remy Martin. I'm sure the coaches are tired of talking about it.
Yeah.
But that's what we're here to talk about, is what everybody's interested in. So our sub in or sub out today is Remy Martin will not play another game this season. Are you subbing in or subbing out on that?
So Remy will not play another game the rest of the season, and I'm going to sub out. I do think that he plays again. And the reason being is that, we have seen Remy take time off and then play. Mm-hmm. When he plays very well, typically when he's in, and then the team responds when he's in. So it's not like when he does come in, it's a distraction or it's tough or it takes him a while to kind of get going or anything like that. He's a positive when he is in. And I know they've been going with this basically no point guard, kind of rotation. And it works because they're Kansas and they're really good, have really good players that can do multiple things. But I do like the fact that when he's in, he offers him that true point guard mentality of trying to get people open. It allows some of those guards to kind of slide more into their more natural position. So I don't think that he is exiled in any way, shape, or form. He's not a distraction to the team. The team keeps winning, and I think having him only helps.
Yeah, and I'm going to sub out as well. However, the more I was thinking about it, there is something that's a little weird about this whole situation, because I was there at Kansas and I experienced and my own injuries. I saw other people's injuries and stuff. As you know, that training staff is second to none.
They're the best.
They will make sure that you get back out there. I had plenty of injuries that I had post Kansas that kept me out for way longer than I ever was at Kansas. I mean, Kansas made sure that you were good.
Yes.
Because of that, and the fact that he is coming back and then playing and then not and then sitting out. And then when I listened to Coach, kind of talk about it, because some came up of, obviously reporters asking him, and, he leaves it more on, it's on Remy, it's his own timeline whenever he feels good and stuff. That's weird to me a little bit, because from all of my experiences, there was always some kind of one timeline with most people. If there wasn't, it was more on the doctor to, Cheddar, is what we would call him, to Cowgill to give some kind of, hey, he's going to be ready at this point. We're holding him off until X, Y, or Z.
Yeah.
But just to kind of have it up in the air like that, there is something that's weird. I'm not ready to sub in and say he's not going to play for the rest of the season, and I do think he will. But I almost feel like there's more to this than we are getting.
Yeah.
And I'm with you, but I'm just, something's not clicking all the way.
Well, do you think that it could possibly be something that is not directly injury? When I mean injury, I mean physical body related, and maybe it has something to do that's more on the mental side of it. If you think about this, that's been really brought to light, the mental health of athletes.
No, it's a serious
it's a serious thing, and it's something that has been really kind of swept under the rug for years.
Yeah, not really talked about or anything.
It's not really talked about, and it just especially as men too, you're supposed to be just shake it off and go do it. And if you talk to a fan, especially if you are somebody who's a professional athlete, and you talk to a fan, the fan just cannot comprehend why, if you make millions of dollars, why can't you just go out and do what you're supposed to? But I think with the gymnast, Gabby, right?
Simone Biles.
You know, Simone Biles, and then obviously the tennis player who had Naomi, who took the time off. Not to say that this is what's going on with Remy.
It may not, and it could be because I do believe that there was an injury involved in this, and
Yes.
it could be some kind of mixture because it is tough to, you know, mentally sometimes overcome an injury. I've had injuries before where, you know, it's sometimes, you know, there's a mental hurdle there in itself, and then if
Yes.
you are adding maybe some other stuff as well, I do think that's a good point. I'm not, you know, again, ready to dub this that, you know, being the issue, but because there's something that just isn't adding up yet, that may be play a role in it, and it would explain why Coach Self is kind of like, well, it's on him, you know, and there is no timeline. He's not giving a, hey, you know, everybody's like, oh, is he going to be ready for this? Is he going to be ready for that? He's putting it more, you know, on when he's ready, so that there's no pressure, you know, in 2 weeks when he's telling the media, oh, he'll be back in 2 weeks for him to come back, you know, leaving it more on him, because that would make a little bit more sense than just like, you know, an injury with that training staff and whatnot. And the fact that he's come and played pretty well. I thought he had one of his best games. I forgot who was against, but where he was passing it well, you know, scoring pretty well. And then to come back, take a step back. That was a good observation, because that's a take that I haven't seen before. And I think that it definitely could play, you know, a role in this for sure.
Yeah. I mean, we just don't know the full story. And we may never know the full story, or we may at the end of the season hear kind of what happened and get some of those answers. You know,
and as a team, you should. I mean, no matter what's going on, the way they're handling it it should be unknown to everybody, whatever it is. If it's truly an injury that has no timetable, if it is a mixture of some, you know, things he has to overcome mentally, whatever it is best to just keep it the way it is, which is like unknown. And yeah, there's going to be questions about it nonstop, and as a fan, you just want to know. But that's the best way to just leave it, is just, hey, you know, there's no timetable, like move on to the next thing. So